Now, if you're noticing that your caregiving obligations are filling up more of a calendar and to-do list, you aren't alone. Many adults are learning how to juggle caring for their children and their aging parents. It's so common now that it has its own term. They are called the sandwich generation. To talk more about this, we have the Corinne Rush Drutz of Kensington Health Foundation. Thank you for joining us, Corinne. I appreciate your time.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Let's talk about this terminology, sandwich generation. Explain more to us. What does this mean?
Well, it's exactly what it sounds like. You have a generation of individuals who are in between. They are caring for both children, usually under 15, and aging parents. It's one thing to care for an aging parent, but when your parent actually has health conditions that become more chronic, more serious, or actually develop terminal illness, it's about helping them to navigate the health system and get them the supports they require.
And sandwich, because I would imagine that the individual gets sucked into this so easily, they don't even realize there is pressure where kids are concerned, parents are concerned. So what are the challenges?
More like a pressed panini. You've got to look at it that way.
Pressed panini.
Yeah.
So what are these challenges, you think, great challenges they face?
Well, it's a perpetual stress. You're talking about burning the candle at both ends. Kids, as we know, are high needs, high energy, and they require a lot of your time. And especially as they get older, you want to keep an eye on them and know where they are over the summer at all times. But with parents, there are always challenges with your parents because they're senior, about caring for them and when health needs change. And so learning to navigate how to support them while their health needs are changing, and if something serious happens, how to get help for them really is one of the perpetual burdens that this generation faces, along with the increased supports that they require for illness. So, for example, getting medication, going to different specialists, where are their programs, and how to help ease into that and learn more about the parent's condition. That's where the stresses are.
And while you're sharing this with me, I'm thinking that when it's kids versus your parents or grandparents for the kids, the care that they both need, these two sections, is so different.
Oh,
it's completely
different ends of the spectrum.
And then somewhere you probably forget to take care of yourself. So, because you're taking care of people all the time.
Without question.
Without question. So what would you say, where do we start? Where do they need to start to help themselves? What support can they get?
Well, obviously, individuals who are caring at both ends definitely need to ensure that they've got the supports that they require for their parents in terms of what is the illness, talking to the primary care physician, getting different health care supports. And that's very, very challenging. So going to appointments with a parent, learning more about any kind of complex care needs or chronic illness, that's really important. We tend to learn on the job with kids.
Right.
That's kind of what we're expected to do, but we aren't necessarily expected to learn on the job as it relates to illness. I don't know how to tap a vein. I'm sure you don't either. There are some very complicated requirements as it relates to a healthcare need, and those become far more complex as an individual gets along their health journey. So figuring out how to navigate that.
Right.
But for an individual, you really also need to take care of yourself, and that's where that sweet spot lies.
Let's talk about taking care of yourself, the emotional support that people need.
You need emotional support, and you also need to be able to support yourself. Quite honestly, at Kensington Health, we have a whole range of supports that offer from the individual along to the loved one that you're caring for. And it's really, really important to understand that caregivers also need care. So, for example, our Second Mile program, we actually have caregiving for caregivers, because that burnout and stress can be very, very real and can affect the rest of your life. And figure out how to get what you need for your parent.
Right.
Recognizing that you can't do it all yourself. So if you have that network, that's really important.
Indeed.
Especially with family, not being a superhero. In addition to that, being honest with your workplace.
Right.
Thinking about where can you be present and where can you not be, and using your employee assistance program. And finally, I would say the most important thing is to not try and have a perfect work-life balance. It doesn't really exist.
Okay, important points to note there. Corinne, I appreciate you coming on the program and talking to us. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
All right.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe here, or you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.